Okay, the Oklahoma Sheriff's Department tasked with investigating last week's slumber party massacre. I actually don't know why we're calling that. I mean, this guy was a predator and he had access to kids who had kids over, and he wound up killing everybody and himself. The investigating agency has been asked to step aside. Why? Maybe because Justin Webster, father of a 14-year-old victim, Ivy Webster, visited the scene of the crime himself last week after sheriffs said the home was cleared. That's the only reason victims' families or anybody else would be allowed at a crime scene. And he found a mountain, the father found a mountain of electronic evidence left behind, including the cell phone of his daughter that the cops missed. The scene of the crime, he says, was horrific. Chains, restraints, drugs, weapons, all over the house. Justin also found a list of names and birth dates potentially pointing to other victims the suspect may have planned to target. Let's bring him in. This is so bizarre, especially with all the pain you're already dealing with. Justin, thank you for joining us. First, let's deal with Ivy's legacy. And you have a change.org petition that you want people to know about, and that matters most. So what is it?
We had her name is Ashley Mann. She's one of the residents here in Henrietta. She's actually a sex, she was an abused person herself also. And so this really meant a lot to her when this happened here in our small little town. And she took it upon herself to start drafting a petition. And I asked her to come over so that way myself and my family could go over the petition and begin to add some other stuff that we thought we would want as a family of victims of a horrendous crime. So we basically just drafted it together, and she posted it on the change.org, and where we've given it to Congressman Fettgetter to read over so he understands what but basically the whole community here, and hopefully the rest of the state will jump on board. And then after that, we're asking the whole country to jump on board to start enacting some of these changes and to create a new law. And we want to make sure that, I think a big point for us was the name of the law. Most of these laws that are drafted in most states are named after one victim. And,
right.
With all due respect to them, we wanted to come up with a law that protects all the victims. And here in Henrietta, our mascot are the Knights. So we wanted to name the law the Knights Law. And I think that's a great name to protect all our little Knights that are victims and affected by this.
So let's go to the investigation. You went into the home, they said it was cleared, and they literally missed your daughter's cell phone.
Yes, so from my understanding is the Sheriff's Office, Okmulgee Sheriff's Office, was the point agency in the investigation. And they had contacted the OSBI here in Oklahoma to do a partial assistance. And as a partial assistance for the OSBI, they can only assist as far as what the Sheriff's Office wants them to assist in. And so when they were going through the house, the Sheriff's Office, I think there was maybe just a few of them inside the house with OSBI, and they were telling OSBI what they want to take and whatnot. So just to clear up that confusion between the Sheriff's Office and the OSBI did what they could as far as the Sheriff's Office leading them. The Sheriff's Office is the one that let us down not once, not twice, but 3 times now during this entire investigation. And it's become very, very frustrating.
What was your biggest concern after you walked through that house?
The biggest concern for me would be they completely missed the entire story. And basically what we're hearing is that, the Sheriff's Office, they took point out in the property where my daughters and the other victims' bodies were found. And after they found the bodies and the suspect, Jesse McFadden, they basically called off the rest of the investigation and the search of the house and the rest of the property. And obviously, as you've seen on K4 News, I had Kaylee Olivas with me as a reporter inside the house. She's the one who got most of that footage that I'm hoping the nation has seen by now.
Yeah, no, we're seeing it. We're seeing it. We're going to show it. And obviously, this. Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.